bad idea.
So I went to the track 2 weeks ago and made one pass and bent. How many rods did we find bent? Three or four, something like that. So off camera, didn't record any of it, didn't even take any pictures. I put Scat forged rods. I kept my same DSS forged pistons that I already had in here. Put Scat forged rods, replaced rod bearings. I didn't replace the main bearings because they look good. I only replaced the rod bearings because I was taking the rods out anyways. So it seemed like a good idea. And they didn't look bad. Been working a lot of hours, so just kind of been working on it in my spare time. Finally got it done. Took me, what, a week? About. To get it all put back together. Longer than usual. It's not how long it usually takes me. And started it up. It ran good. No signs of issues. Good oil pressure. Good everything. Took it out and drove it. Drove it pretty far, actually. To just drive it and see how it was going to run. Try to go to the track this weekend. I've been chasing electrical issues with my alternator. Oddly. Alternator was... This is a new alternator, as you can tell. It's brand new. Old alternator was causing the car to break up real bad. And sending, from everything that I read online, it was sending... AC power into my electrical system and causing my Holley to act up. So I replaced the alternator with this one. Took it out and drove it yesterday. Drove just fine, charging good. Got on it one time. It did the same thing it usually does. It got up to about 4,000, 4,500 RPM. And I don't know if this, because it's just a cheap alternator because I'm waiting on my new alternator from Summit to come in. It backfired, and it took one time, and the motor locked up. And now I've got, I mean, there's metal everywhere. There's metal everywhere. At this point, I don't know what the problem is. I know I pulled the number 8 spark plug out, and that's what it looks like. I haven't found any other spark plugs that look bad. Number 5 spark plug didn't look bad, but this valve is stuck down. I'm thinking, because my intake is full of metal, I'm thinking a piece of piston may have got in there and be in between the valve and the seat. At this point, I have no idea. My distributor won't even come out. So I can't even spin my distributor. It's completely stuck. So I'm fixing to pop my intake off and see if I can fish it out from around the distributor and see what's going on under there. It'd be nice if I knew where my pry bars were. But for now, I know the primary issue is okay. Unload my fuel injectors. This is not going to be fun. I'm thinking maybe I can bring it. Do something with all this. I need to rerun all this wiring. This is starting to get a little aggravating. There's way too much stuff tucked in back here. I love Holley, but it's ridiculous. I'm trying not to splice and cut into their wiring. I need that to come undone. I need a pry bar. also, when it happened, I lost all of my water. So I'm pretty sure that might. Oh my God. I need to get that distributor out of there somehow. Hopefully I don't break it. But at this point I just need it out. Without bending that. It's popping up.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm assuming it wouldn't come out because my oil pump is probably locked up. My oil pump probably has a piece of metal stuck in it. Oh, this is nice. Look at that. Full of metal in there. You can see it down in there.
Mm-hmm. Oh. You're dropping chunks too.
Yeah, the inside of the motor's full of metal.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit. If that's a piston, it is
Destroyed.
completely disintegrated. That looks like a piece of piston ring. This is all piston. It's in like every intake runner. I can almost bet you there's a piece stuck in there on that valve. Well, next thing you do is grab a 9/16 and unbolt this head and yank this head off. I need to undo the diaper. Yeah, that's a piece of piston ring.
Mm-hmm.
That's not good. Forged pistons should not do that. Forged pistons should break, don't get me wrong, but they should not disintegrate like that. That's the whole point going forged and not using
Stock ones.
well, not stock, but like cast or hyper, because cast and hyper pistons tend to shatter. Oh yeah, my diaper's full of, which means I probably got a hole in my oil pan.
So it held the oil well?
There wasn't any drops on the road, but just judging by what's slowly dripping out of it down here. No, it looks like it's dripping out of my... Oh. Yeah. The diaper's full. That's what my oil looks like. Alright, I would go ahead and stop the video. Next you'll see the head off. So it'll take me a minute to get that off. Alright, well, we're back. I've not pulled the head off yet, so we're going to see this together for the first time. Oh boy. Let's see if I can go ahead and take all this from where I'd blown when it was a stock bottom end, where I'd blown it up, but just trying to make do. This piston's no good. This front one right here.
I got a shot of it already.
It's all marred up on top. This piston looks fine. This piston's fine. I'm sure all the other ones are fine unless a big piece of debris
flew into that side.
Yeah, I made it into it. Let's see if I can rock this motor over. Oh, that's way too big. Which means it's probably gonna be way too big. What are you doing? Just
Checking.
touch the screen.
It doesn't want.
The front screen.
Oh, I didn't know there was a front screen.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's see if I can roll it over backwards. I need a, what I need is a short
Extension.
short half-inch drive extension. I had a half-inch breaker bar somewhere. I think I took it with us to go help Jerry. Really, a short extension in the socket that I need to turn the motor over.
Perfect.
So what's keeping the motor from turning over right now is a piece of piston stuck between the rod and the crank. So I'm sure the crank is no good. Wow. What would cause that?
I don't know. I kind of want to keep it because it's pretty looking.
Yeah. I mean, it's demolished. It is just completely demolished. But, I mean, the rod's bent. But the crank actually looks fine from what I can see right here. And the...
I want to get a good inside of it, but I need a flashlight.
It's fine. Use my phone.
I didn't know where your phone was.
In my pocket. Just give me a second. I'll wipe my hands off. Wow. I can honestly say I wasn't expecting that. But the good news is I keep saying good news like there is actually any good news. The head needs to be replaced. I mean, look at that. This fucking gasket is brand new. That's aggravating. To be honest, I could probably get away with using this piston. I can just take some light sandpaper, and one thing, what you don't want is sharp spots. I'd have to inspect it really good, but I think each piston's like 50 bucks. I might just replace it. Then you run into your balance stuff, but it is what it is. That's if I decide to go back 351, or if I decide to stroke it or not. So let's see. Let's swap.
Where's the front spin?
I'm taking it out of your hand. So it's pretty messed up in there, I would say. But I mean, the bearings are fine. And let's see if you can. I mean, you can. Oil pump probably has to be replaced, I'm sure. There's no point in pulling it apart anymore. The whole motor's got to come out, which I knew that anyways, but I really wanted to spend the time to diagnose what it was. I should be able to reuse some of this stuff. I can reuse my rockers. You can hear. Oh no, that's this. Yeah, that's not good. That's bad. I've definitely never messed one up this bad. I'm sure that seat is messed up.
Yeah.
And I mean, both valves are bent. It's pretty beat up. I could probably take both valves out. I could maybe get a replacement valve and set it in the seat. And there's no point. That seat needs to be redone.
Yeah.
At a minimum, these heads are just not worth taking to a machine shop and having anything done to them.
I can agree with that.
That really sucks. So, now I gotta decide what I'm gonna do. It's pretty bad. So far, this is where I've gotten. but I have, it's coming apart slowly. I'm trying to get all the paint off of this. I don't like the, when I bought it, somebody had already painted it black. I got this cleaned back up. It looks really good. Got the turbo cleaned back up. It looks really good. Oiled everything, or I say oiled everything. Oiled the turbo with some WD-40 to get all the water out of it. This is all the good parts thus far. We got lifters, you know, trying to keep them front, back, driver side, passenger side. Trying to keep them in order because it is solid, a solid flat tappet. And I'm just slowly pulling it apart, fixing to lay under it and undo the torque converter bolts, and then I'll do the bell housing and starter, and then the 2 motor mounts, and it'll be ready to pull out. And then I get to see what kind of parts are inside the oil pan. And I'm sure there's probably some big pieces of chunks down in the oil pan. And then here's another piece of piston that we pulled out, and then here's a bunch of cylinder wall. I'm not even 100% sure what happened. The only thing I can think of is the rod. The piston broke, and the rod is actually what broke the block. But I'm not even sure that is the case, because I mean, you can see the rod is still standing. It still moves, so it's not even locked up. And then you can see the debris made it all through the motor. Let's see if you can see it over here. Yeah, there's a piece. So the debris made it. There was some in here. I already pulled some out. There's a piece. And it's all, I mean, it's just, it's everywhere. All, I'm pretty sure because of that. Of course. But yeah, that's where I've gotten so far. We'll update you when either I start pulling the motor out or it's out, one or the other. There's no point in recording me laying up under it and undoing some torque converter bolts. So, see you soon. Well, we got the torque converter undone, got the starter out. I don't know if you can see down there. Got all the transmission bolts out. All I gotta do is the motor mounts and pull it out. But as you can tell, we've lost all of our light, and I don't feel like pulling out any lights to do it because I'm not in a hurry. So, to be continued.